thing left now is God for these cats. You too hard for these cats. I'ma win cause I'm too smart for these cats. While they...
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is here, and so is the Big Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal. The fans are filling the seats in San Antonio, the site of our broadcast, and where the Spurs will be going up against the Milwaukee Bucks.
The Bucks continue their journey as they play an interconference matchup on the road. Sit back and enjoy this presentation of NBA basketball on 2K. And as things get ready to roll, let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, guys...
Boy, that's fascinating stuff, D.A. Thank you so much. What better way to learn from your mistakes? And with a lot of players changing their team in the offseason, Clark, I know a hard part of going to that new team is learning how to play with a new teammate.
You know what? I never had a chance to experience that as an NBA player being traded, but I watched guys go through it, and you're right. It is difficult, much more so than people think, because you're adjusting to a different style, a different chemistry and vibe with your new teammates, and it takes a little while to figure out how you best fit in with your skill set to your new team.
Here are the starters for Milwaukee. The young Bucks, Antetokounmpo and Parker at 3 and 4. Brogdon and Middleton are the guard tandem, and it's Monroe in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Brogdon with it. He's picked up by Parker, and it goes out of bounds. That one's off Parker. Here's Antetokounmpo. He's coming off a 28-point game against Cleveland.
And he caused major problems with his defense as well. He had 4 steals by the time the game was over.
Knocked away. Green kicks to Aldridge. Out to Parker. Monroe against Gasol. That one doesn't go. Good work defensively by Monroe. Monroe with a screen on Parker, and the call will be against Tony Parker. That's his first foul. And just over a minute played here in the start of the game. The Bucks working the ball around. Leonard with the steal.
Well, that was a superb read defensively. He jumped right into the passing lane the instant the ball left the passer's hand.
And giving up some height, he just finds a way to carve out a little separation.
Yeah, you know, he doesn't back down from anybody, Greg. Effective at getting the room he wants and then gets his shot off in time.
Shot's good by Middleton.
Hey, sometimes it's simply the fact that good offense is much better than good defense, and Middleton wins that offense and defensive matchup most times.
Oh, you hear that sound? That's the flushing of the toilet right there.
Greg, a fierce two-hander.
Max force throwdown.
Antetokounmpo kicks to Parker. Monroe with a screen on Gasol. Here's Parker, and he lays it straight in.
Excellent control from Parker that time. So good at taking the contact and then adjusting his shot in the process.
And Greg, when Jabari Parker is healthy, he has shown that he can be a go-to scorer in this league.
Parker reminds me a bit of how Carmelo Anthony looked at the same age. His ability to just blow by defenders is going to always be something he can lean on. Just fantastic with how efficient he is at this age.
Here's Monroe. Gasol with the rebound. San Antonio leading by 4. The dish to Leonard. Right side Aldridge. Good D by Parker.
Well, he mistimed it just a skosh. Don't think the defense really had an impact. I think he just flat out missed it. Excellent awareness there, zipping the ball over to the perfect spot to score it.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game. Last game matched up with the Clippers. A tough loss there.
And the big problem, they got trigger happy. Shot a very low percentage from beyond the arc.
And you know, Greg, to me that's baffling. I'm not sure why they didn't do some dine-in eating. Go inside and eat instead of all that work in the drive-through behind the arc.
And setting the tone early with a strong move to the rack.
Yeah, I like the aggressiveness and the fearlessness there, Greg. I mean, very committed to getting the shot he wanted.
Laverne with the ball, and it's Henson picking him up. Another shot, and it's laid up and in by Anderson.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
I think they've really got to start committing more bodies down low and really kind of close that area off defensively.
And Laverne hits the whistle that time. That's his first foul. Maker, no one around him.
Yeah, love the job they've done here to protect the paint.
I like the way they've kept them shooting jump shots. No coincidence to find them in the lead.
Ginobili kicks to Anderson. Here's Gay. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
And really the strength of Gay is impressive. Easily bouncing off the defense while still finishing the shot.
Stolen by Anderson. In transition, here come the Spurs. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
It's still early on in this new basketball season for San Antonio. And here's where they sit in the NBA rankings.
You said it all right there. The hottest shooting team in the league. And that tells you not only are they shooting it well, but they're also focused on creating terrific opportunities for one another.
And the Bucks defense, not one of the strongest in the NBA, but they did a great job of creating turnovers. They didn't get a stop every time, but boy, they would often create offense with their defense.
Yeah, exactly. When you're not a strong half-court defensive team, being able to force turnovers and score off those can really be effective. And most teams are hard to guard in transition, and this Bucks team was exceptional in transition.
Maker passes to Dellavedova to end the run, and fouled on the shot, so the bucket counts and a chance for one more here.
Man, it's so good to see how Dellavedova plays to his strengths, guys. I mean, specifically how he finds the open man. Nice.
The Bucks shooting their first free throw of the night.
And really, the form at the line all season has been terrific. 79% as a team.
And they've made progress in that department from last season going into this one, guys. I mean, the numbers have improved.
The feed to Henson. It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Henson with the screen. Back to Middleton. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Dellavedova. 6 points for Chris Middleton.
That was really a platinum-level effort from Middleton. I mean, crafty and how he carved out room for himself on the interior.
And so it's San Antonio heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. They're shooting the ball so well in this one. A great performance from the field. We've got more in store for you right after this. And the San Antonio leading by 7. On the court for Milwaukee here in the second. Tony Snell is out there with Maker. Then it's Chris Middleton. Then it's Matthew Dellavedova. And it's Henson in at the 5 spot. And there's the call on Ginobili. That is his first foul of the game. Gay comes over with a double team. And Laverne gets the whistle that time. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far.
Already he's looking at his 3rd foul. I think the coach will probably look to sit him down until the 3rd quarter.
Here's Maker. A 3-pointer is right on target. Maker's got the 2nd quarter going with the first basket of the period for the Bucks. And what an advantage it is for players in the Bucks to be able to pick the brain of Coach Jason Kidd. Kidd is a player who found success in so many formats, under so many schemes, under many coaches, from winning NBA titles as well as international titles when he played the game.
I don't know how much more I can embellish that, but you're right, Kevin. There's a lot to be learned from old number 5. I mean, Kidd has also shown a knack for imparting his knowledge, which is rich and deep, to his guards. And when you've got a young team like the Bucks are, to have a coach with Kidd's experience and IQ, man, what a blessing for those guys.
Laverne with the steal. Ginobili against Middleton. It's Ginobili with the drive. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. And the speed of the NBA is something that just can't be measured until you experience it. So, Clark, when you take that into account, who are some of the quickest players right now in the league?
Well, I think you start with Russell Westbrook and John Wall. I don't think there's anybody in the league quicker than those guys with the ball. Those guys can go end to end quicker than anybody. Wall might be the fastest. Westbrook is right there with him.
Looking at who's out there now for the Spurs. LaMarcus Aldridge is checked in for Laverne. And it's Kawhi Leonard in for Rudy Gay. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2.
Well, I tell you what, he is a deceptive athlete. When you look at Jabari Parker, he does a lot of things easily from an athletic standpoint. He's stronger than he looks, has much bounce and agility. Man, I love this guy's upside. Just hope he can stay healthy.
Tony Parker is checked in for Manu Ginobili.
Yeah, and that's what you want from your point guard. Parker distributing the ball wonderfully on that possession.
Outside, Antetokounmpo. Inside, here's Brogdon. Bounces high off the rim and drops. Brogdon's got his first 2 points of the night. And for Parker, it seems that everything he does on the floor is slightly deceptive. Moves smoothly, Clark, but covers a ton of ground with his steps.
Yeah, despite his size, he's got a gracefulness that belies his size. He's smooth and effortless in all that he does. A lot of players matched up on him just get overwhelmed by his explosiveness, and his skill set is right on par with his athleticism. That's a dangerous combo.
Outside, Antetokounmpo. Now in the scoring column with that deuce. 1 for 2 this game.
Excellent awareness from Antetokounmpo, sensing the chance to impose his will inside and then capitalizing really easy.
Oh, come on, fella. And power it down. That dunk was ridiculous.
There was absolutely nobody that was going to get in the way of that finish.
Not when he's bringing that kind of force.
And that's a foul called on Davis Bertans. That is his first foul of the game. And some changes here for the Spurs. Saul comes in for Bertans, and it's Green in for Murray. Here's Dellavedova. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Clock at 4. Parker dishes to Monroe. No good that time. So the Spurs will take it the other way. They'll be playing host to Chicago for their next game. Green, no luck.
And barely anyone in the area, and still he whiffs on the bunny.
Antetokounmpo can't get it to go. Spurs leading by 8. Gasol attacking and finished off by Gasol.
And it doesn't take a whole lot of effort for Gasol to dunk it home. At 7 feet tall, he uses his height to power home those jams.
And Milwaukee calls their first time out of the game. And this matchup with the Spurs, it's their first meeting of the season.
Yeah, interconference matchup. Two teams that'll see each other only twice on the schedule.
Yeah, and Greg, this is a big game for both teams. I mean, they don't see each other often, and you know they both want to get a win in this one.
Anderson, he's checked in for the Spurs. Mills comes in for Parker.
And how many extra possessions have they gotten because of that rebounding edge?
Well, it's been a bunch, and I think it's made the difference in the game. I mean, they've actually done a great job on the board.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Stolen by Anderson. And now running up the court. Leonard pushing it up. Passes it to Gasol. Then Gasol with the dunk.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came upright with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
That's exactly the way to do it too, Kevin. Go hard to the buckets and don't let them set up the defense.
San Antonio with the ball. They're on a 16-4 run. On the wing, Green. Pass to Leonard. Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
The tenacity, the attention to detail. It's why these guys are in complete control.
And you know what, Greg? They are crushing it on both ends. I mean, in total control right now.
Parker double teamed. Here's Dellavedova. Makes it off the glass.
Good example there from Dellavedova of what concentration can do for that soft touch inside.
Right side, Green. Stolen by Brogdon. Shoots from 12. Tries again. The kick out to Antetokounmpo. Lets the three fly, and the shot is good. The Spurs lead has been cut down now to just 11 on the bucket from Brogdon. The pass to Anderson. No good on that one.
And he thought he had a clear path to the hoop, but the defense didn't give up on that play and cut him off.
And the first half is now in the books.
Thank you.
All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, folks. Welcome back. Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal. It's San Antonio out on top at halftime. They lead by 11. Shaq, what did you see from San Antonio?
Well, I like it, Ernie, because they're just not settling for outside shots. You know, that part of the game is pretty when it's going in. We've seen plenty.
And that will conclude.
Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just... Spurs leading by 11. Clark, what is amazing about how Giannis plays is how much ground he can cover. It's like he shrinks the floor with how long and tall he is and his stride when going end to end or just attacking the basket.
Agreed. And how about this? I mean, he's Euro stepping at 7 feet tall. I mean, that's like a dance move. And this guy's doing it with ease. His size and movement and grace. Looks like at times he's on another planet playing against the best players in the world. The Greek Freak has set a standard on what it means to have elite athleticism in the NBA that very few can match.
The defensive tandem of Green and Leonard outside. Aldridge is at the 4 with Gasol at the 5. And it's Parker in at the 1. That's the San Antonio 5. Down low. That is good, and the Spurs lead is cut down to 10 on the bucket from Antetokounmpo.
Phenomenal court vision by Parker. He really has all the tools to be a great player in this league.
Aldridge, no luck.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
And the call will be against Tony Parker. That's foul number 2 for him. Outside, Antetokounmpo, Parker, and a great assist by Antetokounmpo as that one goes in. Parker's got it back down to within single digits for the Bucks. Outside, Green, he kicks it to Aldridge. And the dunk by Aldridge.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones.
Hey, they've got a nice, comfortable lead here, fellas. Might as well keep it simple. Do it a plain, simple one-hander, just like pound cake.
I would agree.
Yeah, still moving a little bit when he set that screen. He'll argue that he was set, but I really didn't think so.
It was very close, and I wouldn't mind letting them play on that one. It wasn't blatant by any means.
Here's what San Antonio's going with right now. Gay comes in for Kawhi Leonard. And it's Ginobili in for Danny Green. Bucks trail by 12. Timeout called. The Bucks coming into this having notched a win against Cleveland in their last game.
And once they established that flow offensively, really never got any resistance from the D.
And you know, Greg, they were sinking shots left and right, and that's got to be demoralizing for the defense. They were in the real zone.
The Spurs making a switch here. Bairton is checked in. The Bucks also with the sub. Tony Snell's checked in for Antetokounmpo. And Clark, when you look around the league today, is there a player that you watched and think, hey, yeah, that reminds me of how I used to play?
There are a number of guys that come to mind a little bit. Tobias Harris is an outstanding player, terrific young player and young man. Has a game similar to mine in that he's really versatile, does a lot of things well, not super flashy, but very productive. He comes to mind right off the top of my head currently. Well, it's been a great start for this offense here in the second half. 4 for 4.
Berton's shot is good. Berton's got his first bucket of the night.
And that unpredictable nature of Ginobili, it can be frustrating for the defense, especially when he's cutting them to pieces with his passing.
Maker kicks to Middleton. Pass to Brogdon. In the corner, Snell with it. 6 on the shot clock. Henson with the screen. Free throw line jump shot. Will not go. This is off the front iron. The drive by Gay. And And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
And, you know, the length and height of Aldridge make him a tough matchup. He's a hard guy to go against, a strong forward that has an impressive mid-range stroke.
The Spurs have looked good at the line. They're perfect in 4 attempts.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
And that's a little better than they did last year from the free throw line.
Both good from the line that time. 3 minutes gone now in the third quarter. Bucks trail by 16.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
And there's the call on Ginobili. That'll be his second foul of the game. And Parker comes with the help. From deep, it's good from long range. 9 points for Thon Maker.
And when he's got that much of a height advantage on the perimeter, it's really tough on the defender. Easy three-pointer.
Bertans can't get it to go.
Kevin, I like the defense there. I mean, they didn't make that easy, and he definitely seemed intimidated by the defenders.
And the shot is good. The Spurs lead has been cut down now to just 10 on the basket from Brogdon. Well, Thon Maker is a project player, Clark, for his team, taken 10th overall in the 2016 draft. He has great size and he moves well, but it's going to be a few years before he gets to where he needs to be.
I agree with you, but with big guys, you can afford to be patient when you see that they have a work ethic and a commitment to getting better, are willing to learn and grow, and then you factor in his athleticism and size. I think it's a weight that's going to pay big dividends for the Bucks.
Well, after spending most of his career as a player who only got spot starts, Clark, Tony Snell was thrust into the starting lineup after being traded to the Bucks. He did as well as you could have hoped, given his track record.
Well, I tell you what, he really improved his efficiency, Kevin, and he gives you a little bit of everything on the wing. He can make shots, he can drive it, he can defend. I thought he did a really nice job blending into the team and providing them with what they needed. I don't know if he's a long-term solution in any team starting five, but boy, he certainly warrants and merits consideration because of his versatility.
Leonard, he's checked in for Rudy Gay. The Bucks also changing it up. Monroe's checked in for John Henson. Parker comes in for Maker. And Antetokounmpo subbed in for Chris Middleton. Baseline try. And the shot falls short this time. Bucks trail by 10. In the corner, Snell with it. Plenty of space. The rebound by Anderson. Anderson's got 4 rebounds in this game. About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. Murray the pass to Leonard. And Mills kicks to Laverne. Back to Mills. Shoots over Brogdon. Again, the miss by the Spurs.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The D out of position, you could see the frustration on his face.
Here's Parker. Off target with the free throw line, Jay. And so it's the San Antonio Spurs going into the break with a 10-point lead. They've had active hands and have forced a lot of turnovers in this one. Right back after this break. And now a sneak peek into the huddle with Coach Jason Kidd.
One possession at a time. No offensive rebound and help and talk to.
Just 1 quarter left in regulation. Welcome back, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Setting the floor for the Bucks. Parker is the 4 with Monroe in the middle. Brogdon out there with Antetokounmpo. And it's Snell in at the 3 spot.
Yeah, those are starting to add up, guys. Up their last 5 baskets, 3 have been triple.
Outside Gasol. Spurs passing it around. Over Monroe. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. That one on Monroe.
And over the years, Gasol has proven himself to be a valuable teammate. Someone guys love to be around. A guy that plays well with just about anybody.
Both free throws good from Gasol.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
No misses yet. You can't do much better than that, guys.
Green against Antetokounmpo. And the Spurs pushing it up now. Green with the ball. Here's Leonard. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. Green's got his 3rd assist on the night. And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for the Spurs.
The activity level defensively, I've really been impressed with. There's been an attack mode on the defensive end.
Something that's also benefited them tonight are the turnovers they've forced and the points that have come along with those forced turnovers.
About a minute played here in the fourth quarter. Brogdon kicks to Snell. Shoots over Leonard. Snell, no good. Spurs leading by 11. Mills with it. He feeds it to Anderson. He dishes it to Green. Gasol against Monroe. The shot's good from Gasol.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Thanks, guys. Well, I got a chance to listen in on what Jason Kidd was talking about with his players. He said, do you want this game? Don't tell me about it. Show me and show your teammates. We've got to play better, and we've got to play harder if we're going to come back. Right?
Thank you, David.
Oh, you've got to be able to deliver when you get a bunny like that. That's just too easy of a shot to miss.
Snell from outside. Rebound, San Antonio. Anderson's got his 5th rebound in this one. Mills dishes to Gasol. Some solid defense from Antetokounmpo.
Allowing no space for the shooter to get comfortable. Just terrific defense.
Yeah, excellent extension on the block. Superb timing as well to swat that one away.
San Antonio calls timeout. Clark, a lot of former players had a specific instance when they knew they were special, the way they played the game of basketball. Did you ever have a moment like that where you realized that you could make it as a player?
Yeah, there was a time when that became more realistic to me, Kevin. And I grew up in Cleveland, and during the summers, a lot of the Cleveland Cavaliers would stay in the area and play pickup basketball to stay in shape. And I got a chance to bump heads with a lot of those guys, Jim Jones and the late Terry Furlow, Austin Carr, Bingo Smith, Mike Mitchell. And I was only 15, 16 years old. And while those guys were going at half speed, it gave me the encouragement that I might be able to get to where they were if I continued to work hard and stay healthy. So at 15 or 16, during one of those summers, I began to realize that I might have a chance to realize the dream of being an NBA.
Continuing to push the action and build this lead.
Yeah, you know, continue to pour it on them. That's what they want to do right now, doing their best to put this game out of reach and in the win column.
And the call will be against Tony Parker. That's his 3rd foul of the game. 3rd minute of action now gone here in the 4th. He came off the screen and finished with authority.
And Antetokounmpo just, showing you once again what an all-around superb talent he is. He really moves that ball on offense.
Brogdon the pass to Antetokounmpo, and a great assist by Brogdon as that one goes in. Brogdon's got 6 assists now in the game. Gasol's in the post. He's guarded by Brogdon. Parker kicks to Aldridge. Green dishes to Aldridge. Outside Gasol. To the inside. Parker passes to Gasol. Bucks trail by 10. Antetokounmpo up top. He's covered by Leonard. Monroe's shot is good.
Man, I love how intense Monroe is in the paint. If he has the ball close to the bucket, he's thinking about scoring every time, which is how you should think when you're inside.
And how about the excellent court vision, just keeping the defense off balance?
Yeah, that was a sweet pass right there, setting up his teammate nicely, and that's really how you move the rock. Share that sugar, man. Share it.
And it's sent back by Aldridge. Tries yet again and can't hit the shot, but they're saying he got hacked, so he'll head to the free throw line.
Ferocity and intensity from Parker in the paint. He leaves the defense with no choice but to grab him and foul him down there.
And Parker drops them both. Spurs leading by 8. Here's Gasol, and Gasol with the dunk.
Guys, I think this is a game they have to feel good about as we wind through the final moments here in what looks to be a solid win for the Spurs.
Their superior ball handling, 1 and 4.
And fewer turnovers equals greater scoring opportunities. Any coach will tell you that. If you take care of the ball every possession, and this is a perfect example of what happens when you do.
And they took charge when it counted, and they'll be notching their 9th win overall.
And guys, being in opposite conferences, these teams only meet twice a year. And when it's been a while since you've seen a team like this, it always feels good to take that first game of the season series. That's what they've done here tonight against Milwaukee.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Pau Gasol.
And I thought the defense really looked lost out there, helpless. He had an answer for whatever they threw his way.
Feeds to Dellavedova. Here's Maker. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Dellavedova.
And they're just living beyond the arc here, really the entire fourth quarter.
And, you know, this is the time to do it. Sinking triple after triple. And it ends up becoming contagious.
Here's Gay, and finished off by Gay.
Yeah, and Gay can certainly slam it home. Got to keep this guy away from the rim, or he's going to posterize.
Now a timeout called by Milwaukee. They're trailing by 9. Just 4 seconds left to play here in the fourth. And now the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Pau Gasol.
And his percentage from the field tonight seemed almost made up. I didn't think it was possible to have that kind of success shooting the basketball. You need a little bit of luck, a bunch of hard work, and a whole lot of talent.
Coming into this game, he'd been having a tough stretch. We all know that, but not anymore. He's back at his best, and I think it's safe to say that slump is over. Here's Antetokounmpo, bangs home the trifecta.
And Antetokounmpo is just a smooth operator off these screens. I mean, he's smart and reads those situations exceptionally well.
And so it's the Spurs with the win. They didn't make it easy on themselves or their fans, but in the end, everyone's satisfied.
I mean, there were some times that momentum shifted, and especially early on, but let's give this group a lot of credit for that stick-to-itiveness in terms of finishing out and executing that game plan.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing. All right, David, thank you. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For
Ice call all night long. In 87 Reaganism, many pages I've written on. Writing songs about rights and wrongs and Bell's bonds. Master bedroom, bigger than the crib that I was raised at. I'm the architect like I wrote the code, the Waze app. I'm driven. Black Elohim from the streets of Queens. The definition of what it was written means. Know what I mean? I wrote my way out.
When the world turned its back on me, I was up against the wall. I had no foundation, no friends and no family to catch my fall. Running on empty, there was nothing left in me but